Cool. Welcome back to Soundwords, guys. Let's give a round of applause quickly. Nice. That was a nice round of applause. Very well, very. Anywho, but yes, like I said, we're back with Soundwords. It's your boy Dan for president, obviously.
Chief.
We have
Obviously, you got big M's. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try again and be on my best behavior.
yeah, because we got a legend in the building, obviously.
No promises, but we'll do it. Let's try.
Yeah.
Let's go. So,
We'll let you introduce yourself, obviously.
Okay, so I'm Ologo.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ologo, Mr. Ologo. Yeah. So,
I need to get an autograph.
Nah, but okay, Mr. Logo, and just tell us a bit about yourself, like what you do.
In detail or just like what I do in terms of like entertainment?
Surface level, like obviously music as well.
Okay, so I lead a band of between 9 to 10 men. I said 9 to 10 men, about 9 to 12 men. So I do live music. So I'm into like, you know, the Nigerian, like, kind of
shutting
like,
down the
party.
parties.
Yeah. So that's what I do, and I've been doing that for a number of years now, about over 13 years.
Wow.
So we've been doing that. So yeah, so that's what I do. So I'm pretty much the lead guy, behind the scene kind of guy. Yeah.
So guys, if you have any weddings coming up, any parties, this is your guy.
Yeah.
So that's just to get that out of the way. And now let's talk about the more important stuff now. But good, no, definitely. I know you obviously from a church aspect. I think I speak for myself when I say this, but you are part of the people that we look up to, like especially youth in general, like as coordinators. Yeah, man, it's about being nice sometimes.
Yeah, man.
So I just want to just grasp a bit about your like upbringing in terms of like church and music as well, because obviously you mentioned you're the lead in your own band, which is amazing, by the way.
Thank
so
you.
like how did music sort of become your, you know?
Yeah, so it's interesting. Thanks for that question, by the way. So music has been in the family, within the family. So I grew up in CNS. I was born in CNS. So CNS, Cherubim and Seraphim. And obviously, I've been part of the choir as well. So growing up, so I remember like, you know, joining the choir at, obviously the one I can remember was at the age of 8, 9.
Wow.
So I've always been surrounded by music. My mom is a prophetess as well. So she's that kind of person that, you know what, has always been obviously playing all of this Fumi Aragbaye kind of like music. I'm going to start dropping some names as well because those are like, you know, the legend. And then my dad is a fan of Kwamwan as well. So I've been around music, different kind of music, because obviously my dad listened to like, you know, the Fuji, the whole Tumba kind of music, and my mom is the Yawuli that kind of like, you know, put me within the field of like, you know, the gospel kind of music. So I've been in choir, just to like, you know, in a nutshell, I've been around music all my life. And then to answer your question around the band as well, it pretty much started off from the choir. So like, you know, obviously a set of like, you know, groups like, you know, myself and some of our like, you know, the guys, some of the key members in my band as well, pretty much just started the band, and we saw a gap in the market, in the UK market, live band UK market. I was like, why not? Let's kind of like explore this, and
So
and that's how we started.
So like what was that like? That first initial, alright, cool, we've got our first booking. Where what was your first booking? Wedding, birthday party?
It was actually a birthday party.
Birthday party.
Yeah,
so
birthday party.
you've got your first birthday party. Like, were you nervous? Did you think I've got this anyway? Like, this is me,
Bro, I was nervous, you know. Right from get-go, I'm a shy person. Like people don't know that I'm shy. Like, no, like when I'm singing as well. I mean, if you look deep, like most of my videos, you will see me closing my eyes because I'm so shy, and people are like, "Yeah, how can you be singing?" And so to answer your question, it was nerve-wracking for me, to be honest. Even launching the band itself was a challenge.
Okay.
It was my auntie. big shout out to my auntie, like, you know, that was like, you can do this. Do you get me? Because I'm the kind of person that, you know, I sing in choir, I lead, worship, because obviously the kind of music you sing in church is different from tuba.
We'll touch on that.
So yeah, you're leading worship, leading people to God, and then you're now doing party, owambe, in the presence of, like, you know, hundreds of people. It was shy. So it was hard for me. So yeah, I guess maybe, you know what, a little bit of like closing my eyes kind of like helped me. Just close my eyes and then just sing, make me express myself.
No, that's interesting. You touched on like obviously your auntie kind of like started it, and it started from church as well.
Yeah.
I just wanted to just touch a bit more on like the band and its formation, and like was there like, so for example, like was there a mission board, or like what were you guys trying to like achieve?
Okay, so I would not say we had any mission.
Okay.
Do you get me? There was no mission board. It was just like a bunch of, I don't know, young guys.
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, then we can do more than what we do in church. Like I said, in church we're quite limited.
Yeah.
We only have the opportunity to sing I praise for maybe 10, 15 minutes during like, you know, when you have your Thanksgiving session.
Yeah.
You see, you have your Thanksgiving session, and that can last maximum 15 minutes. And we know we could do more. Like we can sing more than 30 minutes, 1 hour.
Yeah.
Where can we explore this? At that time, because of my background and because of, so I would call Emmanuel's background as well. So Emmanuel, he plays instruments, and then we want to be able to like do more. And then we just focus in, yeah, there's a gap in this market anyways, the live band. Let's just explore that. And then let's just explore it. And that's what we did. So we didn't really have any mission.
Was it easy for you to, like, obviously because in London there are quite a few singers that we know, people like Ekundai, or people like Soji Alai, or just to name a few. Those guys are amazing as well. Like, was it hard to solidify yourself or cement yourself in that scene that, okay, you can call me as well, guys?
It was hard, because at the end of the day, we're the newbies. You get me? We're the newbies. Okay, they know that you guys can actually hold it down in church. Or can you actually sing at my party?
Wow.
You get what I mean? So can you actually, you can do 15 minutes, like I said. Can you actually do an hour? And then you mentioned all of this. Big shout out to, like, you know, Ekundayo, Melody, and, you know, Solek, and all these legends. But they already have names. They already established.
Yeah.
But we are the church boys coming to, like, you know, try and, like, you know, penetrate that market. So it was quite challenging. So we needed to ride on their wave as well.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, they had to back us up as well.
I wanted to just ask something as well. So obviously you say you came, obviously you're from church. You started in church. We know. I'm just going to point to Youth Revival, because I remember the first time I actually saw you was at a Youth Revival. Thanksgiving came up, and then like I just heard one voice, and I was just, and you know when you hear a voice and you're like, who's that? I'm on a set. But and then from that day, I can honestly say, like, not that I've come to Youth Revival to hear you sing, but whenever you do touch the mic and I'm there, I'm just like, I need to stay. If I'm getting ready to leave, no, let me sit back down for a sec.
Thank you.
And because but obviously you came from church. Now you've not moved, but you've transitioned a little bit into the, let's say, secular world of parties and that. The people that call you to perform, are they mostly church people, or is it also just a big mix? So can it?
At first, church people. So I would say, like, you know, my church members.
Okay.
Because they know what I can actually deliver. Do you get what I mean? Because when you think about, like, you know, this live music as well, there are some people that, you know, they're obviously church goers, and they want to have a party, and they just they want to turn that party to like a praise party.
Right. Okay.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So those were my clients at that time. But right now it's a mixture. So I get Muslim, I wouldn't say atheist, but we get everybody now. Do you get what I mean? So at initial point, it was pretty much like, you know, people that know who I am.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so like church members.
Okay. Okay, I want to segue a bit. So obviously you're in a band, and like you said, most of the band came from church.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like there can be a contradiction in music, and we was talking about it before actually, on how like I feel like musicians nowadays, or just people in general who want to be like aspiring artists, like what's their reasons for it? Some might say music, some might say money, some might say fame, some might say girls. Like the question I want to pose to you is, do you do you sometimes have issues with like figuring out, or like not even figuring out, you might even already know what you want to do with music or why you even do music, but do you sometimes have like lapses of you forget why you're actually doing music? Like your purpose of music?
That's a very good question. I think I did mention earlier on that, we just wanted to pretty much enhance what we were doing in church before.
Yeah.
So we were doing 15-minute sets. And music for me has always been my go-to. Just, I work. Do you know what I mean? Apart from working, and obviously, it's always been my safe place.
Yeah.
Where I kind of like, some people drink, some people, but it's always been like, where I actually, if I'm stressed, it's always been my go-to. So I've never, to date, lost the reason why I'm doing it, because it's my hobby. It's like my number one interest. Do you get what I mean? If I wasn't working or doing anything, it would be music. So it's never been, when we started, it was never because of the money. And I'll put it out there. Because you know what? My first gig that I like said, it was in Oxford. I will never forget. We charged, I think it was £600 then. And £600 to take you to Oxford with about 9 men. Do the maths. Was it because of the money? Do you know what I mean? So, and without hiring equipment as well. Equipment at that time, I think we paid £500 for the equipment. So we had £100 to share among 9 guys.
Wow. 10 each.
Excluding transportation.
Wow.
So right now, I mean, till date, I don't think I strongly believe that it's never been because of the money. It's just something that we enjoy. Personally, I'll speak for myself because I'm the lead. The band that we set up has always been because of, we enjoy it. Obviously, we've been doing it for like about 13 years now, so it's turned into business. So we kind of need to start making some peace out of it.
Of course, yeah.
However, but we're not a greedy person. I mean, I'll speak for myself.
No, I agree, and I think like from what I know of you, I've never seen you as a greedy person, but just to like touch on playing devil's advocate a bit, I do think there's times where, like, this is not for you, by the way. This is just, I think, Christians in the entertainment industry in general, that obviously, like, we forget that our gifts are actually meant to be used for God. And
definitely.
And I feel like, do you think, anyways, because obviously it's a conversation here, but do you think like Christians can honestly like stay holy whilst living in this entertainment industry?
That's a very good question.
Yeah, it is.
Now, it's hard.
Yeah.
I have to be honest.
No, yeah.
It is hard because obviously you are exposed to the world. Yes, we're not of the world and we can't really conform into it.
Yeah.
It is hard, but I guess you need to, it is hard, but you need to set your priorities. And then obviously you need to have people that can be accountable to. So accountability is very, very key. And then obviously staying strong in your faith would kind of like help you. Would help you. And how can you also stay strong in your faith by maintaining obviously like a close relationship with God would help in the industry. It is hard, like I said, especially for live music, because you're doing it there and there. People are dancing in your face. And when I say people are dancing in your face, I've been to parties and you guys have been to parties.
Yeah.
And we're in London, you know what you guys wear. You get me? So
when I say you guys,
so
you guys.
Balenciaga.
yeah, and then, I mean, apart from like, the guys as well, the female.
Okay, yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is hard, but it only takes the grace of God. And obviously conscious decision that you know what, you don't want to, temptations will be there, but it's all about like, what you want to get out of this thing, to be honest.
No, I think you touched on it well. Like that accountability is a lot of people's issues, not even just in entertainment in general. As a Christian as well, I think accountability is something a lot of people deal with. I remember I was talking to Palumi, and she was talking about how, like, so for example, like, God willing, this podcast does amazing things in people's lives. However, I feel like there will always be those people that, like, for example, if you were to see me at a party and I don't know, I might have alcohol in my hand and, I'm drinking, having a good time, like, you might like associate me with that because, like, or like you might even think what I'm saying on here is false because that's not the image I have outside. Do you ever like have worries about that? About like the image? So
funny enough, before we actually got on set, I was having a chat with one of my brothers, Frank, to be honest. And I said to him that, I just came from my little sister's wedding. And at that wedding, someone actually called me and said, they want to do like a Christian, like a worship kind of set. It's actually going to answer your question. And then when she poached, like, two different guys, like, in our cherubim and seraphim setting, and said, I want Ologo to come and be the minister. And then the guy said, but he's not a minister, he sings at party now. So do you get what I mean? So you get people at the end of the day, it's what's inside of me. Do you get what I mean? I don't believe that, what you do, like, obviously you have a bottle of, I don't know, NSC, it doesn't really define who you are in general. I'm not saying, I'm not backing you drinking excessively. Do you get what I mean? I'm not backing you, like, obviously doing anything that is mad or whatever. But I know that, me singing at parties gives people an idea that, this guy is of the world. Guaranteed. But I don't have anything to prove to anybody. Do you get what I mean? That's me personally. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. My maker is who I'm dealing with. Do you get what I mean? So, and I know that, and I know how we converse. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. Do you get what I mean? So what you see out there, that's what you want to judge me on, then ride on it. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, I don't know if that kind of like cover your...
No, it does. So have there been any... Obviously, you mentioned that the girl that I wanted to do, but have there been any like brazen approaches from people that kind of tell you that, like, or have people come to you and said to you, you shouldn't be singing at parties? Like, what do you think you're doing? You're meant to be our choir master. Has that ever happened to you? Or
at initial stage, yes. Like when we were gonna set up the band.
Okay.
So we had like, people from the church that were like, you're not meant to be singing outside. And then I believe we were gonna face some disciplinary at some point. I can't really remember because this was... Yeah, because, we were boys that, were dedicated in the choir. Do you know what I mean? And we said we wanted to start playing outside. There were like, some of the elders in church that were against it. Yeah. Right now, I mean, you still get some aunties that will be like, your calling is not in the thing. But I'm like, what if this is the only way I can actually feed my family? Do you get me? Because, you need to think about it. I do like that music. It doesn't frame or dictate who I am. Do you get me? Because I'm singing outside doesn't mean that, I'm outside. Most of the music that I sing, I do gospel. I do a lot of infusion of like Afrobeat. I'm not going to lie about it because that's been my basis. But everyone knows that, when I'm starting my set, it's all about God. I would set up that session. And I've had sessions at my gigs whereby people will whisper and be like, that touched me or whatever, and, come minister in my church. I've had people like that. Yeah. And I've had people that will be like, there's something different about you. Do you get me? That they will say that to me. But at the end of the day, that's where I am.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? There's some people that are in the movie industry, like Mount Zion now, for example. It's part of the entertainment industry, but they do gospel. They do like, Christian movies. I do gospel music. I like gospel music.
Yeah.
With a lot of like Afrobeat. If I have like young people in the crowd, I put a little bit of like Afrobeat. I'm not gonna go all wild and say start whining or whatever, but but this is what I do, and it doesn't define me.
No,
Anyways.
yeah. I mean, one thing I do love, like, whenever I've seen you at in a show setting or party setting, you tend to always start with praise and worship, like a nice slow.
Yeah.
So sometimes
Ease you
it
into
looks like someone's about to go in spirit there, but then we just hear the Afrobeat coming and it's like, okay, we can calm down now. But no, I do really love that. But one thing that I actually wanted to ask you is something that I don't know if I'm being a gatekeeper or if so we all know that the CNS fold, we have something that we call isoji. That we like to do is it called Iriaria? Iriemi. Sorry, thank you, sir. But yeah, so we do Iriemi to ginger ourselves up in spirit, to and sometimes before the word, so that we're ready to receive from the spirit. Now, sometimes at shows, at parties, I haven't personally seen you do it, but some people tend to do isoji at shows. Do you think this is proper?
Yeah.
No, I mean, because to me, let me say my opinion first. I think that's completely the wrong place for it. Especially because we've discussed this in previous pods. We're spiritual beings, yeah. Obviously, the Holy Spirit is everywhere. I don't contest that. But also in those settings, parties and things like that, there are certain spirits just flying about.
Correct.
And they can, if you've like opened yourself, you've almost spiritually charged yourself, and then now you're kind of like open to
just accepting any sort
receive
of
almost, I don't want to say any spirit, but things can come in and mimic and even just change your whole life on that spot there. So my question is, yes, again, isoji at a show setting. No. I don't know. I'm happy to be wrong. I'm always happy. Well, not happy to be wrong, but I don't mind being wrong.
Yeah.
So is it like proper in your opinion, as a live band singer? Do you think it's proper? Do you think
doing worship is proper at a party?
You got do you think it's
Okay, no, I'm not saying that doing aria is acceptable.
No, but
at some parties, people would actually set the scene by starting with proper worship, intense worship. Have you been to that kind of party before?
Yes.
They would do intense worship before the tumba, like before all this alujo and yimama wajo kind of setting.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So is that proper? I'm just saying.
Do you know what it is?
It depends on whoever's leading the area at that point. I don't know what could have triggered it. It could be maybe, even it could be the people that were dancing at that point. Maybe they're woolies. I don't know. I'm not justifying it, but some people will just sing it just to gas people, because at the end of the day, you're trying to make money.
Okay.
And if you're CNS and you sing area media for them, they'll probably be hyped, and they'll start spraying you. So in that aspect, it's wrong. But it depends on whatever drives you.
Okay.
That's my answer. That's my honest answer to it. Do you get what I mean? It depends on whatever drives you. Because I've been to a party before whereby the lady asked for intense worship, Yoruba worship. And believe you me, I just started feeling, all of this feeling that you have in CNS. Do you get what I mean? At a gig, at a party, where the man them has origin on the table and all that. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and it was intense. Do you get what I mean? And then after that, we didn't do anything back because it was just. So it depends on whatever drives you. That's my honest answer.
I think I agree. I think it does depend on, obviously, like, I think the setting can be a bit inappropriate, mainly because like of what's around. Obviously, there's alcohol around. There's, I think, not really like, there's not really like infidelity, but like you're at a party. That's not really like your mind
The
thing.
place.
Yeah, that's not the place. However, I do think like for like parties like you mentioned, like where like older people might want, like that's what they know, that's what they listen to, innit? So it could be something that they use just to get themselves to dance. Obviously parties are to dance as well, and I think even at church, like sometimes, like even when you're because it's not always a soji that you're singing as well. It's sometimes Thanksgiving, like you was mentioning before, and literally we'll just be dancing. Like I like when you do the dance like David dance, like that bit. Like everyone's just literally just dancing like fools, but like you're just doing your own thing, and that can like kind of be likened to a party. I know it's not the same setting, but so yeah, I think a lot of it is down to like just yourself and accountability, like we were saying earlier. But I feel like this is gonna segue to a question, by the way. But I feel like there is a lot of like compromise that happens, like in terms of like, so for example, you are at a party and obviously you're worshiping God and whatnot, and obviously you're doing it for a living and whatnot. However, does it ever get in the way of like what you want to do for God? Like so you said you're also a choir master as well. So you kind of have
I'm not a choir master.
Sorry. I translated it wrong.
Claim
But
it.
like,
We claim it. Yeah.
well, you will be, amen.
Amen.
But, nah. But okay, sorry. But like, you're involved in your church choir, I presume. And I'm not even in your church, but I presume you're probably heavily involved, just by knowing you. But like, how do you kind of like balance the two? Because obviously both are important. One is your lifestyle, which is obviously still doing the same thing, and then one is also praising God.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah.
It kind of like, it, you know what? It can be hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're coming from a party, maybe, I don't know, that ends at 2 a.m. And then you're surrounded by people that are already gone. Like when I say gone, like they're gone. Or maybe, you know what, you yourself, you're smelling of, I don't know, maybe the party, they have shisha everywhere. Do you get what I mean? And then the next morning is Sunday, and you're trying to get into the spiritual mood. So it can be hard. However, I mean, it boils down to, like, you know, what I was saying earlier on, how you build your relationship with God is very, very key. Accountability, like I said, when you know that I'm going to church the next day, or maybe I have this role as maybe not a choir master, but I'm just going to use it as an example. As a choir master, you know that there are some things that you're not meant to do. There's some things that, you know what, you can't do in church. Do you get what I mean? As a leader, that you're not meant to do, then why should you be doing it outside church? That's whatever I can't do in public, right? I wouldn't want to do it privately. And whatever I don't do privately in their houses, I don't want to be creating two image. Do you get what I mean? If you see me at a party, that's who I am in church. Do you get what I mean? If I'm expressing myself, I don't know how to dance anyway, so I can't be like this. I've always tried as much as possible to stay true to myself. I don't do double life. This is who I am. If you see me at a party, if I have a cup, this cup like this, it's probably like maybe Red Bull in it. Do you get what I mean? If I'm drinking a glass of wine, I would drink that same glass of wine in my house. Do you get what I mean? I don't believe in, like, you know, I want to believe into, like, do you get what I mean? That's what I think that has been helping me, to be honest. Do you get what I mean? So I don't know if that pretty much can cover it.
No, it does. I think like a lot of it, what you're saying is like you don't wear two faces.
No, I don't.
And that's very important, like especially to like young people who are like who do want to get into the music industry, but also follow Christ. I think a lot of it, like you've said a lot of things today as well, like in terms of accountability as well, just being true to yourself. So like, I want you to just basically give like a bit of advice to anyone out there who might be watching this today and actually might be inspired of you and what you're saying, and can relate to you as a young black Christian who also is in the music industry. Like just a bit of advice on how to just stay true to themselves. Like what things do you normally do or like instill in yourself to make sure that, yeah, whatever I do, I'm always staying true to myself?
Yeah, because this is what I always say, that, you know, the party will end. We step out of the, I don't know, you step out of your yard and then you're going to a party. Whatever you do at that party, do you get what I mean? A lot of people, like I said, like you said, that, you know what, am I bothered about what people actually see or say about me? It's how you present yourself. Do you get what I mean? So as an entertainer, if that's what we want to put it, as an entertainer, you a lot of people are watching you.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just have to be real, and then don't live a life that, you know what, don't live that fake life. Do you get what I mean? Because when you live a fake life, you would always want to match up to it. You always want to, don't live a life of lies. Do you get what I mean? Full of life. Just stay true to yourself, and then live a life that, you know what, you can always be how do I put it? I mean, I have a lot of people that, you know, look up to me. Do you know what I mean?
yes,
And I want them to be able to like look at me and say, you know what, okay, yeah, this guy is doing what he's doing, and he hasn't actually, I don't know, he's still doing what he's doing. Do you get what I mean? And he's staying true to it. So my advice would just be stay true to yourself. To be honest, stay true to yourself, and then keep the faith growing. To be honest.
Yeah, man.
Okay, now that was a beautiful answer there. I just want to ask you one question. So, before you actually go to a show, do you prepare yourself? Sounds kind of mad. Like, do you have to get your like self in a certain like mindset, a mind frame that, okay, I'm going into the lion's den now. Like, is there anything? Do you pray first? Do you I don't know. Do you have a Bible in your pocket? Do you do any of that, or do you just go with the grace of God?
I'm gonna be giving away my power now if I say that.
I'll try not to not too much.
Do you get what I mean? Yeah. What I used to do before, obviously the band used to get together, like, you know, pray together before any set. I'm always nervous at any gig, any show. Like before I even start singing, I'm always nervous. Like my palms are always sweaty. But to answer your question, I always say a quick prayer before I leave the house.
Okay.
Just for God to just take control. Of the day. Do you get what I mean? Because at the end of the day, yes, it's parties, live band, anything can go wrong.
Oh yeah,
definitely. You get what I mean? I can start singing now and then you'll be like, oh yeah, that guy sounds awful. Like, you get what I mean? And I don't advertise. People just hear me and then they'll be like, okay, then maybe we're interested in this guy. Let's do business with him. So I have to hand it over to God. That's all I do. Just say a quick prayer and then listen to some music while I was on my way out there. And yeah, to be honest,
that's good.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's good.
I like that you you put God first. Like even like just praying before you leave, praying before a gig. Like it's preparation.
It's what I do every day.
Yeah.
Apart from gig or whatever, like if I want to step out of my yard, I go there from my big brother. Before you leave the house, say a quick prayer. So I always do that in my mind. Like, okay, take control. You know what I mean? So I always do that.
Okay, now I was gonna ask a question as well. You was talking about like praying and obviously involving God in your routine. Do you think God is in entertainment?
Entertainment is about creativity, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. As such, I mean, I think it's lost in translation now a bit.
A little bit, yeah.
But like, in some sort, yeah.
So and when I think I would say yes, and the reason why is because obviously everybody in entertainment are pretty much using their God-given talent Now, whether you're using it to bring people to God is another question.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean? So in entertainment, obviously, we're going there to like chill, vibe. That's what I believe entertainment is. Obviously, you're trying to like forget about your sorrows, put a smile on your face. And entertainment, like, I think I mentioned Mount Zion. Is it Mount? I think it's Mount Zion. Those people that do
the
like,
films.
you know, those films. I think they are. And it's entertainment industry as well. And they're trying to pass a message. Anywhere where you know what you're trying to pass a meaningful message.
Okay.
I believe that, you know, God is there, and so why not? Like I mentioned that, you know, there's been intense worship in some of the live music that we've done. And then I did a gig 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? And the lady was telling me that, you know what, whatever you do, don't sing a song that, oh my God, me. Do you get what I mean? So I believe so. But it depends on who you are, and it depends on what kind of entertainment we're talking about, because there's different kind of entertainment.
There's different.
Do you get what I mean? But my kind of entertainment, yes, why not? God can move through it.
See, I had a different opinion until you actually started speaking, and I was like, actually, okay, maybe I worded my question wrongly to try to get what I was trying to say, because I do think people can. There is God in entertainment. I didn't think there was. And a good point you made was that people use their God-given talents. Which is true. Like a lot of like entertainment, like whatever you do in the entertainment industry, whether it be singing, producing, acting, I don't know, dancing, like is a talent that was given by God. But okay, if I was to now switch it, do you think then that people use their God-given talent to actually bring God's people closer to Him?
Not everybody. Not everybody. And I mentioned, like, money is good. But it's the root of evil.
Yes.
And wherever money is, I mean, entertainment, you can get money out of entertainment. The entertainment industry, you can make money. I mean, you can testify to that, and you know the guys behind the camera can testify to it. Do you get what I mean? So I haven't tapped into the money, that kind of money yet. But for you to get those kind of money, like when we're talking about, like, you know, the secular world, for example, like the kind of money they get, they're not doing it for God.
No.
Do you get what I mean? Like the kind of music that, okay, I'm going to throw some names now. The kind of music that, I don't know, Jay-Z is trying to produce, Beyonce is trying to produce, is not about God.
No.
Do you get what I mean? It's entertainment. Do you get what I mean? Now, the kind of music that Tope Alabi is putting out there, Tope Alabi is like our own. Do you get what I mean?
Our auntie.
Our auntie. Do you get what I mean? That she's putting out there, whether we like it or not, is still under entertainment industry. But she's speaking. Do you get what I mean? So not everybody's using it. I don't know. Maybe you know what I'm.
Do we really? Can we really put that under entertainment? I understand what you're saying, as in like it's music, so you're hearing it, and maybe you might put it on to be like, this could entertain me. I get, but like you also mentioned, it's what drives you. It's what drives you. So, like, in my thinking, things like gospel, especially things that we want to associate with our Creator, God, it's I don't think we should say it's to entertain somebody, whereas it's more to bring that person into worship. So, like, can we really put people like, I don't know her personally, but she's still my auntie, but can we put her into that envelope
into that
of
bracket.
Entertainment?
Okay,
like,
so I the reason why I'm trying to, like, you know, broaden it, and I get what you guys are trying to, like, you know, point that you're making, because we have different kind of music, we have different genre.
Yes.
But on that music still fall under entertainment.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Movies falls under entertainment. But we just have different genre. I guess maybe the question should be around genre music.
Yeah, genre. Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Because we have gospel genre, we have the hip hop, we have the R&B. So we know that gospel is pretty much for God.
For God, yeah.
Now there's some gospel music too
Yeah,
that
that
we
is-
know that
left.
it's going there. So that's why I say, it depends on whatever you're trying to achieve. What kind of message you're trying to. Me, live band music, whether we like it or not, it's all about entertaining people.
No, yeah, that, yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Now, can you infuse God message, a little bit of message into it? Yes, you can.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean? Hence the reason why, during your live band set, you can still have a set whereby, maybe 5 minutes. Just sing a little bit of like songs that would bring people home. Do you get what I mean? You can do that. It's a choice. Do people do that? Not everybody do it. Do I do that all the time? No, I don't. Because at the end of the day, not everybody wants to listen to it. I'm not paid to come and preach the gospel there.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? But do I do that sometimes to infuse God and say, I want to pass a message here? Yes, I do. When I do have the avenue to do that.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
No, I get you.
Wow.
I think as well, like, a lot of it is, like you said, like genre. I think genre does play a huge part to it. I think it just gives a direction of like the type of mood you're in, which is why like it is still to what you were saying, it is still entertainment in my opinion. I just think obviously the type of entertainment that you're looking for is key to when you're actually taking it in. But like back to what I was saying as well in terms of like using your God-given talents to bring God closer to Him. Bring God's people closer to Him. Sorry. In your experience, like you mentioned as well, even like before, how like some people have like come to you and said like, "Oh, like that really touched me," and even like I'll give you credit here as well. Like even some of your music has touched me as well. Like, do you think? Actually, no. I'll phrase it differently. Do you have you experienced music through like evangelizing? Am I saying it correctly? Or like, do you sort of use music to evangelize?
evangelize.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, as a live band artist.
Yeah.
Not all the time. And that's why I say, not all the time. I did mention that earlier on that.
Yeah.
Some set whereby, because whenever I start my set, and a lot of people always say this, that, you always do this slow. Some bride will be like, you're doing this slow music. That time, I use that to explain. I would tell people that, this time, I just want to praise God.
Yes.
Do you get what I mean? And I do that intently. I do that with the mindset that, this is actually me just declaring my love for Him.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean? And at that point, whatever happens. Do you get what I mean? Your life could be changed. Do you get what I mean? Some people could be touched.
Yes.
And I'm not saying it because there's a camera here. I have been approached by a few people that will be like, that set was good. Can they come? Maybe at the back of the set, or maybe, pick up my card. And I've had some people that will be like, change the music. You get what I mean? So so it all depends. It all depends on the avenue. So I do use it whenever I have the opportunity to.
Yeah.
I will. But if I don't have the chance to, I wouldn't, because that is not the kind of music I do.
Right.
When I'm at a party, because
Do you
know what I mean? When I'm at a party, I do it. But when I'm in church, it's a different avenue. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing this intently to leading people to church. I mean, to God.
God.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm very, very, I'm very, very conscious that this environment it's spiritual, so we have to do it properly, do it the way it's meant to be.
I appreciate that. I think you're very honest as well. I think like it's very easy to obviously like you're from church, so like let's bring church to what I do as work, because that's work for you in essence. But obviously like there is a time where it is just work, but you're not like compromising yourself, and I think that's one thing that I'm trying to like get. Like obviously music, the entertainment industry is very like infamous on like all sorts of things. Obviously like we're even hearing the thing about like Diddy and stuff like that. Not gonna even get into that. But like I think you're very honest. Like I like that you understand the differentiation, but you also don't. It doesn't change you.
It doesn't, because at the end of the day, I mean, if you're working 9 to 5, you're paid to go do that 9 to 5 job.
Yes, yes.
Maybe at your lunchtime, you could tell maybe your colleague that, do you know about God? Do you get me? Maybe 5 minutes. But you're not going to spend 9 to 5 and start telling somebody about God.
God.
Do you get me? You can't do that because you're going to get fired because you're not doing the job. So it's just like that. I'm paid to do 2-hour sets. If wherever I have that room to do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'll do that 5-10 minutes. Let God take charge. And if you're doing 9 to 5 job, it doesn't mean that Monday to Friday you're preaching the gospel. You can't. Nobody can sit down here and tell me that. Do you get what I mean? If you're doing it, bless you. Do you get what I mean? But
God bless you.
Yeah. So, So whenever I do have the opportunity to actually declare who I am in God through my worship, I'll do your gig. But if I don't see the opportunity, maybe I have 30. Because this live band, sometimes we only have 30 minutes to perform, 1 hour to perform. And then they just want the set to just go like that. I'm paid to do that set. Let me just quickly run my numbers quickly.
Yeah, and do your thing out of there,
So that's exactly what happens.
No, but that's a good example that he gave about the 9 to 5 one. Because that actually, it really just put it into perspective for me. Like, I can't go to work and say to my manager, like, just hang on a sec. I'm talking to Jackie about
God.
about God.
About God, yeah.
I'm sure he'll be like, oh, Mr. George,
Yeah, I mean,
come into this room here, please.
I mean,
So no, that really like put it into perspective for me that you have got a job to do. Sorry, Mike. You have got a job to do. You have got a job to do, and you're there to do a job. But at the same time, if you have the chance, you will declare that this is who I am in God, which is very beautiful. That is.
I think as long as you're not denying, that that's who's given what you have today, I think then there's no loss.
No way. Like,
can never be lost.
All my clients know that, I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
And they know that I go to a white garment church.
Okay.
They'll be like, oh, are you Kerubu or Sele? I'll be like, I'm Kerubu. I'm a Christian. I'm doing some gigs for Muslims. And they're like, what are you going to sing? I said, I want Koko. Like, we're going to find something to sing.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie about my religion or who I am in God because I want the gig that you collect the gig and you spend the money maybe almost immediately or maybe in a couple of days. That's it. We've done so many gigs, do you get what I mean? And then money will come and go.
Yes.
Do you get what I mean? So I stand for Christ in what I do, whether people want to judge me because I do it. It's up to them. At the end of the day, we're all gonna stand in front of God, and you'll be the one that's gonna judge everybody. I'm not here to paint a picture that I'm holy. I'm a saint. I'm not doing that. It's up to God to do that. There are many people in churches, even a pastor that are even doing worse thing that not what we do.
Yeah.
So, but So I've never denied who I am, to my client. They ask me, I tell you, I'm a Christian. What church do you go to? I go to White Garment Church. It's up to them. If they want to book me, fine. If you don't book me, fine. If you book me, amazing.
Yeah. Standing on business.
Take me as I am or don't take me as I am.
You have to take me as I am. Or take me, fool me, or like that or no.
Has your band got a name? Or just...
I love that because the name keeps changing. A lot of people know us as Team Ologo.
Yeah.
But because I'm the face of the band, they say Mr. Ologo. Now it's Ologo. It started off with Olusegun Ologo.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean? It started as Olusegun Ologo.
Yeah.
Then Segun Ologo.
Yeah.
Olusegun is my name. Oluwasegun is my name.
Yeah.
Segun. And then Shegun Ologo.
Yeah.
And then some guy, one of my mates, started calling me Mr. Ologo. I'm like, I'm vibing this Mr. Ologo. Like, this Olusegun Ologo is a tongue twister for like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Let's stick with Mr. Ologo. And then everybody started calling me Ologo. I'm like, okay, then Ologo is Ologo.
Yeah,
so he's Ologo, man.
It was just off the top.
Yeah, man. It's Ologo,
It's
bro.
one of them. It just sounds like an artist name, like literally.
So yeah, it's Ologo. If you check everywhere, a little bit of advert there, Mr. Ologo on Instagram.
Yeah. So as well as live band music, do you obviously you've released a couple of what do you call it? Musics. You've released a couple like singles on like Spotify, Apple Music, and that. Like, do you have anything in the works or
You know,
sneak peeks for us or what's happening?
there's some things in the pipeline.
Okay.
There are some things in the pipeline. So yeah, that's what I'm just
no,
gonna
listen,
say.
because we're patiently awaiting.
Anything
That's
you
what
can
I'm
shed
saying.
light on, or just leave it to God.
Let's just leave it, because you know what? I've always been the kind of person that I just want it to come out.
No, I love that.
I don't. I'm as much as the band is concerned. I don't really pull stuff like how people start saying, "Oh, there's something coming."
Yeah.
Well, all you need to know is that there's something in the pipe.
Okay,
There's some
then.
things in the
Okay,
pipeline.
no, I'm happy with that.
So yeah,
I'm happy with that.
So yeah,
the
that's what I'm gonna say.
No, that's beautiful, man. Because there was one you released. I think it was the Ibashe Bolua one.
Oh yeah, I did. Ibashe Bolua was a while ago, and we did. During lockdown, I kind of like did some hymns as well.
Okay.
And yeah, you know what? Yeah, but there's some things in the pipeline.
No, yeah, I'm
So
telling you
yeah,
that because
but
it's
most
just-
of my stuff are all gospel that I released though.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
not like Tungba kind of stuff. Even the things in the pipeline too, they're like very, like just me.
Okay.
Because that's, I express myself through music, and the best way I express myself and I know that touches people is through my real worship.
Yes.
So
no,
yeah, that's what I keep in everything I release.
Okay, no, that's interesting. We're gonna wrap up now, anyways. Any socials or anything that the people could potentially follow, just to
Mr. Ologo, Mr. with MISTA.
yeah,
So people keep on saying Mr. MR, yes.
MISTA. Okay.
Ologo, one word. That's
No
it.
problem.
Okay.
Mr.
So
Logo.
just Instagram, to be honest, and TikTok. Yeah, but Instagram.
Instagram.
Instagram. And YouTube as
sick.
well, actually.
Okay.
Okay, YouTube as well. No, sick. That's sick. No, honestly, it's been a pleasure, man.
Thank you guys.
for having
Thank you
me
so
here.
much, brother.
Honestly. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe as well. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in our comment section below as well. I've been Dan for President,
I've been Big Yems.
and this has been Soundwords, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much.